All right, welcome back to another Cultist Astronaut update. So today we're going to be looking at the edit side, which has been my primary focus for the last, I would say, a couple days. And what we're going to look at specifically is loading worlds and unloading them. And then we're going to also take a look at spine characters, which is what we're using to animate all of our characters. It's a software suite that allows us to basically turn 2D images into 3D meshes and bend them and warp them, which is how we do all of our character animations. And so what you see in front of you is our edit view, which is very primitive. We're going to be adding a lot more to this, but so far we have this thing called a spine viewer, which doesn't show any data because we don't have anything loaded. We also have a world browser, which allows us to view all of the rooms and allows us to basically toggle their visibility. It doesn't turn off everything quite yet, but baby steps. And then, of course, we have a new toolbar at the top, and we're taking advantage of Imgui's docking feature, which allows us to basically dock toolbars or windows to, your space. Which means in the future we might be able to dock these things to the side. They also have multi-viewport stuff, which is really cool. Which means you can take this and drag it outside of the window, which is going to be very useful for stuff like the dialogue editor, where we want it to be possibly on a separate monitor so you can view it side by side. But yeah, we'll work towards that. Obviously the window is very small too, so we'll need to make this resizable and all of that. But yeah, in the toolbar here we have a couple things that are working and a couple things that are not. So under world we have new and open. New will basically reset the scene. It's not currently implemented, but there's actually a way you can do it with open. You can just, well, you can't do new, but you can do a reset on your current scene. So new is not implemented, but we're very close to having that. Basically, behind the scenes, I had to do a lot of restructuring of the data in order to get this to a state where we could easily just flush the memory, which is basically just mem setting it all to 0. And so I had to, do my research and look up some memory allocation strategies. We're taking advantage of a concept called a memory arena. We just basically allocate one large gigantic array or block of memory for all of our game state, and then when we want to reset it, we just mem set that whole block to 0, and then we call our load function. So that's what we're doing. When we do new, we'll essentially just mem set it to 0, not load anything at all, and that's very close to working. Open does exactly what it says. It allows you to open a world, and so far we have 2 worlds in this project that are registered. We have Excoria, and then I have a test world just to kind of show this off. So I can select test. You'll see it opens pretty quickly, and you'll see the world browser actually updated, and it shows us this tile map. We can actually turn the visibility on and off for this. We can turn off individual rooms. It doesn't make much sense for this scene because there's only one room. I could turn off individual tile maps. Again, it's the visibility, so you'll see that it still shows you the collision. And then of course we have the spine viewer, which allows you to view, and for now it's hard coded because we don't have mouse picking, but you can imagine in the future you'll be able to click on a character and then this will update. But currently it's set to this guy. And what it does is it allows you to change different settings. So you have skins, which is a feature in Spine that lets you basically swap out sprites. So we have different variants of this character, and we can take advantage of skins to quickly swap between them, which is really cool. And then of course you can actually change the animation. So if I hit play here, he's doing a default idle. I can actually change that and test it out. So let's say I want to see what his melee swing looks like. I can do that. You saw he did one swing very quickly. I can actually turn on loop and select that again, and now he's looping. So that's very, very cool. And it looks like some of the effects are working too, which is really just a sprite that Harlan parented to the weapon. We don't have particles yet, but we will. So yeah, that's the spine viewer. Let me show you the room switching in action. So before I do that, you can switch to play mode like you saw, and you can run around like you normally do in a game. I can pause it, of course, and look at stuff. So we don't have a way to stop it and reset it, but we do have a pause. And Basically, the way you can reset it right now is you just open the same level, and you'll see that reset it back to default. And so even the character, this peeler guy, he's back to his default idle. So everything gets reloaded. That's great. And then up here, we have Excoriya as well. So this room's a little larger, or this level I should say is a little larger. But we can switch to an entirely different scene. And you can see this level has a lot more going on. It has all the background art, and if I zoom out all the way, you'll see that it has quite a few rooms. And even though we're still in the same instance of the program, if I look at the world browser, you'll see it has updated with all of the rooms that are available in this world file. So that's really nice. And like I said, the spine veer was hard-coded to the other character, so right now it doesn't actually show anything because, well, that character is not loaded. But it is very easy to switch between these scenes, especially once they're loaded. Everything's kind of like pre-cached. So you see how fast that was. But yeah, that's the progress for today. And yeah, if you have any questions or feedback, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Have a wonderful day.